This was a great example of what a good team does, and that is picking up your teammate. Dylan Cease started this game for the Padres. He was not at his best. Gave up 5 runs in 4 innings, and after just 3 innings in this game, the Padres were down 5-0. And I'll admit, at that point, down 5-0, you have Logan Gillespie, the 27th man today for the doubleheader, coming in. A sunny day in Atlanta. You've got one more game coming up. You'll still have an opportunity to win the series in the nightcap of the doubleheader. If you lose game 1, I'll be honest with you, I was sitting here in the studio saying, you know what, probably not their game in game 1 of this doubleheader. But the Padres did today what a good team does, and they picked up their teammate, Dylan Cease. They're down 5-0 after 3 innings, and there are 2 units that deserve a lot of credit for this win. Number 1, the offense. The offense found a way to chip away. They scored 1 in the 5th inning to make it 5-1. They scored 1 in the 7th inning to make it 5-2. And those 2 rallies started against the right-hander, Reynaldo Lopez, who was really good today for the Braves. He ends up going 6 innings and a third, 2 runs given up. He was very good, but the Padres, like Tony alluded to late in the broadcast and during the wrap-up, the Padres continue to put together quality at-bats as the game went along. So they chip away, 1 in the 5th inning, 1 in the 7th inning to make it 5-2. Then against the bullpen and Joe Jimenez on the mound for the Braves in the 8th inning, they continued those quality at-bats. And when they had really their one big opportunity to strike, to tie the game, to take a lead, they did it. They came through in those spots. You had the walk to Kim to start that 8th inning, a 1-out single by Fernando. Then Jurickson Profar walks, Jake Cronenworth a 2-run single to make it a 1-run game, and then Manny Machado steps in, gives the Padres the lead with a 2-run double. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, the Padres had a 6-5 lead. So the offense continuing to put together quality at-bats, continuing to do it against Reynaldo Lopez, even though the results as far as the runs weren't quite there through 6-7 innings. That was a huge part of this win. So that's group number 1 that deserves a ton of credit. Group number 2, the Padre bullpen, and some guys you didn't expect to have this kind of impact in this game. Dylan Cease, again, not his best outing, 5 runs given up in 4 innings. But with the Padres trailing 5-1, Logan Gillespie, the 27th man on the roster today, and you totally understood the Padres using him because they still need to save guys for game 2 of the doubleheader, and they're down 5-0, 5-1 at that point. You understood it. Gillespie comes in, 2 scoreless innings in the 5th and 6th. Johnny Brito, after the Padres make it a 3-run game with a run in the top of the 7th inning, a scoreless bottom half of the inning. And then after the Padres get the 4 runs in the 8th inning to take the lead, Jeremiah Estrada, a 1-2-3 8th inning, struck out 2. Robert Suarez does what Robert Suarez usually does, and that's a quick and easy 1-2-3 9th inning. The bullpen combined in this game, 5 innings, no runs given up. They were tremendous. So when you look at this game, yes, the comeback, huge. But what the bullpen did to keep it a 5-1 game, to keep it a 5-2 game, and then get the final 6 outs to protect a 1-run lead, they were outstanding in this game. And now it sets up an opportunity to sweep a series, a 4-game series in Atlanta. A lot of work to do in the nightcap, but look, I'll be honest with you. Right now, game 2 of this doubleheader, you'll want it if you're a Padres fan. But at the same time, it's a little bit kind of gravy. You know, it would be the cherry on top of this series because I think at the start of this series, anybody would have signed up for the Padres taking 3 out of 4. So an excellent win here today. You love the fight. We've seen the Padres do this really a bunch of times early this season. I mean, we can go back to a number of different games. We can go back to the 8-0 deficit against the Cubs. The Padres have done this before in the first third of this season. They've shown a capability to battle back in games, and they did it once again here today. So really, really good win. And again, I think 2 units deserve credit. The offense and the bullpen, both of them, just a terrific job. And one more thought on the bullpen. It goes back to something we talked about on Friday when Robert Suarez pitched the 8th inning. Then Jeremiah Estrada got the save opportunity and recorded his first major league save in the 9th inning on Friday. One thing we talked about post-game on Friday after that happened in the bullpen against the Braves in that win was it opened the avenue really for two things with what Jeremiah Estrada did. Number one, it opened the avenue if the Padres ever need to do something again like that with Robert Suarez and they want to pitch him against the heart of a good order and then give Estrada the ninth inning, they could do that, right? But the other thing it did was it gave you more confidence in Jeremiah Estrada in a spot like he came in today, where it's a one-run game. The Padres have had trouble getting a bona fide guy in that setup eighth inning role, a close game, somebody who's been consistent, somebody they can rely on. And Jeremiah Estrada, at least for today, emerged as that candidate. And you can't tell me that what he did on Friday night didn't give this team some confidence that he could do what he did today in the eighth inning. And Estrada comes in, 1, 2, 3 innings, strikes out 2, sets the stage, a smooth path to Robert Suarez for the save in the ninth inning. So that development on Friday, you could already see it here today. And a big win, no doubt about it. Padres win it 6-5. When we come back on our post-game show, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. We'll also have all the radio highlights for you, recap this game in its entirety, and much, much more to come as the Padres have gone to Atlanta after getting swept by the Rockies to begin last week. Well, they've bounced back. They've responded in a really big way. 3 straight wins in Atlanta. Padres will go now for a doubleheader sweep tonight in Atlanta and a 4-game sweep of the Braves. More post-game coverage after this on the Padres Radio Network.